Hello and welcome to this brief demonstration of some of the key features within Free2Teach that we believe offer you true value as a teaching member of staff. The product itself is broken down into some key areas, and as you can see from the simple and intuitive interface here and the center of my desktop, the first of which is the Lesson Assistant. And as the name describes, by left clicking on this button I'm then presented with some of the functionality which can prove extremely useful within a lesson environment. The first thing you would do is select the class that you're responsible for. So for this example I'm going to select class 4. And then I have two ways of using the functions available to me. I can highlight everybody who's logged into my class by using simply one click of the mouse in the top right on this button here, or alternatively I can select pupils individually. So for this example I'm going to open the documents of pupil 3 because I'm aware of a piece of exemplary material I wish to show to his peers. In order to do that I would highlight the pupil, so pupil 3, left click on that and then left click on the Open Documents button, and that will open the My Documents folder for that particular pupil, from which I can then gain access to the exemplary material. Another extremely useful function is the handout facility, which again is available either individually or as a whole class. In order to do that I'd highlight everybody who's part of my class. I would then click the handout button, and from here I can select the item which I wish to hand out direct to their My Documents folder. So for example, if I'd set a template for an Excel spreadsheet, I can just hand that out direct to their My Documents folder. Then the next time they log on they can, with one click access, gain very quick access to that. Another facility available is a way of which I can monitor my pupils. It may be that some pupils have gone to work in a breakout area, or alternatively if I wanted to monitor the screens as a whole in the ICT suite, I select everybody who's logged in, and then by clicking the Class Monitor button that will then bring me up individual screenshots of all of those pupils logged in. I can see the pupil who's logged in and also the machine they're logged into, and then from here I've got three options for each individual screen. I can pause them, I can make that larger, for example if I wanted to put that on the interactive whiteboard, and last but certainly not least I'm able to take that particular screen over. Example of which, it may be that there's a particular pupil in my class who's come up against a problem they'd like to overcome, and then I can present the answer to that by selecting them, taking their screen over, showing it on the interactive whiteboard, and then I can show the rest of the class how I'm going to overcome the problem that particular pupil has faced. Another of the facilities open to teaching staff using Free2Teach is the manipulation and the design of a grid that they can then present to their pupils should they wish. An example of one of these grids is available here, and what this does is allow very easy and quick access via one click of the mouse to those applications or web pages or folders that you know those pupils are going to be using on a regular basis. So I have an example here of class 4 and their grid and the applications I've chosen to put in there. But in order to manipulate that grid we can very easily do that using the menu manager. So I select the menu manager. I've already highlighted my class here as class 4, and then I can design that grid for the class. So in order to add or remove programs, that's very easily done by highlighting the program and removing it, and then I might wish to replace that. So for example's sake, in this instance, I know that my class are going to be using cartouche Egyptians for this term because we're all focusing on Egyptians. So I highlight that particular application and then I add it to my grid, and then I can also change the position on the grid. So I'm just going to put that at the bottom and then clicking OK, and there we go, my grid's updated. I'll just show you an example of that updated grid. And there we go, that's my updated grid for class 4 with the Cartouche Egyptians program added.